You've probably heard that fat is bad for you. You shouldn't eat it because it clogs your arteries and it's unhealthy for the heart and it leads to weight gain. This myth gained prominence in the 20th century with the low-fat diets craze blaming fat for obesity and diabetes. But novel research has surprising findings, which, if you're into biohacking, you probably already know that fat can be actually very good for you, but the right kind of fat. Not all types of fat are bad, and some are actually beneficial. Healthy fats are loaded with essential, fat-soluble vitamins that are great for your heart, brain, and energy levels. Fat is a complex micronutrient. It's not either healthy or unhealthy, but it's more like a spectrum of healthiness of fat. For simplicity's sake, we humans like to split it into healthy or unhealthy, but it's not how it works. There is a lot of good and healthy fats, and there are more fat-soluble vitamins and protective compounds, and there is less healthy things and sometimes pro-inflammatory things of unhealthy fats. In other words, not all healthy fat is 100% health, and there may be some good in things labeled as unhealthy fat. It's more about understanding the context. Two things we're sure of is you want to avoid trans fats because these increase inflammation and are definitely bad for you, and you want to increase omega-3 fatty or polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are great for your brain and heart. But let's dig a little bit deeper. Fat can be divided into saturated fat, which is solid at room temperature, mostly found in red meat, butter, cheese, and dairy, and unsaturated fat, which is liquid at room temperature, found in foods like fatty fish, walnuts, avocados, and olive oil. Saturation doesn't necessarily determine how healthy a fat is. Both saturated and unsaturated fats can have some good in them. The context of dieting matters, so the stressors, your body composition, how metabolically flexible you are, whether you fast, your sugar intake, sleep quality, the type of quality of fat, etc. 3 things we know of. You want to increase the intake of omega-3 fatty acids or polyunsaturated fats because these are healthy for your heart, brain, and act anti-inflammatory. If you were to look at the foods and food groups most commonly eaten by the people living in the blue zones or the Mediterranean regions, which are healthiest and live the longest, you'll see a lot of omega-3 packed foods like fatty fish, sardines, salmon. You'll see a lot of nuts, avocado, cod liver oil, flax seeds, cheese, etc. 2 is trans fats are bad for you. These are artificially created through hydrogenation to increase shelf life. These include processed, deep-fried, fried, and frozen foods. Saturated fat is where things get a bit complex and context matters. Saturated fat in red meat, organs, and some full-fat dairy can have a good combo of quality fats and quality proteins that are essential for muscle building, anabolism, and brain function. Grass-fed butter and coconut oil are rich in MCT oil or medium-chain triglycerides, which used in the proper context, like facilitating a faster shift to ketosis, can get you a great additional benefit. Then there is unhealthy fat. This is most commonly found in processed meat like dried salami and sausage and jerky and ham and some sorts of bacon, as well as sweets like cookies, cakes, creamies, pastries, especially frozen ones. If healthier heart and a sharper brain is a worthy goal, consider incorporating more omega-3 rich foods into your diet. One of my favorite is avocado, packing a good chunk of fiber as well. Next source I'd look for is seafood, especially fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Nuts make a great addition to this as well, especially walnuts. Now that we've dissected the healthiness of fat, we'll talk about a few functions they have in the body, and we'll check some of the science behind healthy fats and what benefits they could offer. Fats, as a key macronutrient, play 3 major roles. They provide a source of fuel, so energy for your brain and body. They are the key precursors for the synthesis of hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and cholesterol. And they provide structural integrity for your nervous system, so they build your brain, neurons, and support neural functions. So we'll just skim through the research. Fats are essential for the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K, which play a crucial role in vision, bone health, immune function, and blood clotting. They support brain health and they can improve cognitive function. The brain is comprised of 60% fat, as you all know, and those make up the structural integrity of the brain. Omega-3s have been in particularly shown to enhance cognitive function and reduce cognitive decline. Healthy fats are essential for cell structure and neural integrity, as fats are integral components of cell membranes, helping to regulate the fluidity and signaling neural messaging in the brain. Fats are also critical precursors for certain hormones such as testosterone and estrogen, supporting libido and reproductive health. Unsaturated fats have also positively affected heart health in many, as they have lowered LDL cholesterol, blood pressure, and reduced inflammation. In the proper context, such as within a ketogenic or low-carb diets, these tend to help stimulate ketosis and make that metabolic shift faster, thus helping with weight loss as it provides a cleaner source of energy. Additionally, this can result in improved metabolic and inflammatory markers. Now that we've outlined the science, benefits, and functions of fats, let's see our 3 steps towards a healthier fat consumption. So first thing, you want to increase the intake of omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids. Eat like the people who live in the Mediterranean regions or the blue zones who tend to live the longest. Make fatty fish, nuts, flax seeds, olive oil, olives, and all other omega-3 rich foods your friends. If we put it on a scale, this is what the top 8 omega-3 richest foods pack per serving, usually at about 100 grams excluding oils. Unless you consume it in excess, saturated fat can be great. Think of a low-carb biohacker that likes to eat grass-fed beef and a ton of green leafy vegetables, some sort of quality fat like grass-fed butter, or adding MCT oil to his coffee. This in the right ketogenic context can be very good. These foods are loaded with fat-soluble vitamins and quality fat and quality protein that is essential for bone, muscle, and brain development. Additionally, full-fat natural dairy makes the list as well. Eggs, Greek yogurt, raw milk, grass-fed butter, cottage cheese, and kefir provide some great nutrients. In terms of meat, what you want to avoid is to not slip in the carnivore trap of all meat is good, because dry meat, things like store-bought salami and hot dogs and sausages, are not good for you or your heart. Last thing is, trans fats are bad for you, and we all know this. You want to stay away from coffee creamers and crackers and frozen pizzas, from margarine, french fries, and cookies as well. So if you're still unsure of what type of fat you should eat, make sure you go at VitalSen and check out our article, Saturated versus Unsaturated Fat, which one's the healthiest? This will help you discover certain myths and truths surrounding fat and dig a little bit deeper into the research of which fat is actually healthy and why. Hope this makes you eat a bit more avocados and flax seeds and olive oil and quality meat after all. See you next time with better, faster, sharper, more efficient brains, hopefully.